My name is René Provost. I'm a professor of law in the Faculty of Law at McGill University, and I carry out research mostly in the fields of international human rights law, international humanitarian law, the laws of war, and cultural diversity. I've been awarded a 2015 Trudeau Fellowship by the Pierre Elliot Trudeau Foundation, with which I'll carry out work looking at insurgent justice. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean situation as in the current war in Iraq and Syria, in which non-state armed groups are fighting. To ponder what should one of these groups do if they capture an enemy that has committed serious war crimes. For example, if the Kurdish Peshmerga forces allied to the Syrian state for now, but not part of the state's armed forces, capture an ISIS commander known to have committed war crimes or acts of genocide. What should they do with that person? At the present time, under international law, the answer is very vague and really does not provide any guidance to these groups. My research will aim to suggest that we should indeed give guidance to these groups to help them create their own tribunals and administer as close as can be to what international human rights law required, international justice. So to convict this ISIS commander of the war crimes and crimes against humanity that he or she has committed. I will, for this research, look at the practice of other insurgent groups in places like Sri Lanka, Colombia, El Salvador, and other places, which have in the past created their own courts. Very little is known about these tribunals, and so I intend to do field work to amass more information to better understand the practice and to offer a legal analysis to guide the future practice of groups like the Peshmerga in Iraq. The fellowship makes a difference for me in my research and indeed is a milestone in my career, both because it puts significant financial resources at my disposal in a manner that is more flexible than under the programs that are administered by governments. But the Trudeau Fellowship is remarkable as well because of the community that it connects me with. Other fellows doing extraordinarily interesting work in all sorts of areas across social sciences and humanities, as well as the younger scholars doing doctoral work and mentors, people who've had considerable experience. I will share the findings of my fellowship work both in academic settings and in non-academic settings with an NGO that works with non-state armed group to try to give back, to transmit back to those groups the findings that I'll come up with, hopefully to change their practice in the future.